So, why do children steal? And what do we do about it? Hello everyone, this is Chichi Dagogowari, aka Blossom's Corner, your favorite parenting coach. And we are here today. I want to thank all my returning subscribers. I want to thank everyone that has subscribed within the last week after seeing our previous video. I want to give you a big thumbs up and say thank you very much for believing in us and our content, and we will not disappoint you. We hope to bring you educative, more informative, more interesting, more thrilling topics that we're going to discuss as parents, as individuals, as professionals, to get a solution that would fit everybody across the board. So thank you very much for the likes, for the comments, for the criticisms, for the subscription, and we hope to see you on as many videos as we drop. So today we're going to be dealing with a topic that is very, very delicate to families because it actually tries and tests your values as a person, as a family. It judges you as a parent also, because when this topic that we're talking about today, sometimes it kind of reflects back to the parents, and it shows maybe a gap in your parenting skill. We're talking about dealing with stealing in children. It's actually a very delicate topic, like I said earlier. It's something that nobody wants their family to be associated with, but sometimes we cannot control when these things happen, especially in children from 0 to teenage. We really can't say this is why it happens or this is when it's going to happen. So whenever we experience it, we are left in a state of limbo, and what we need at that point in time is just maybe professional advice on how to deal with the situation. So, why do children steal? And what do we do about it? They want to be cool and impress their friends. They want something that some other person has. They want to get back at somebody. They need something that you can't afford. Maybe they have asked you for an item that they really need and you can't afford it at that point in time. And because there's a need for that thing, they now have to go steal it to get that thing. Sometimes they're even afraid to ask you because they are not sure of your reaction as their parents. Sometimes there is something that they are not even allowed to get. Maybe they've asked and you feel they don't need it at that point in time. And then the greed and the insatiability makes them go ahead to steal that thing. Sometimes it's fun. Some of them steal for fun, not because they really want those things, but they just enjoy the adrenaline pump that it gives to them. They want to be adventurous. They want to take the risk, like some of them, maybe when they watch certain movies and they see how these things play out, they want to try and practicalize them. That also boils down to controlling what your children watch or see. Sometimes they're just angry, or maybe a change in family situation, maybe loss of job of parents, divorce of parents, loss of accommodation, or something that would actually affect the kind of lifestyle that they were already used to. And then when they don't get those kind of things that they used to get before, it drives them to stealing. Sometimes when they're just stressed, bored, or lonely. And for the older children, they tend to steal out of envy, out of revenge, out of desire, out of peer pressure or rebellion. Or if not, then there most likely might be an underlying problem that needs to be addressed, such as kleptomania. What is kleptomania? Kleptomania is a mental health condition where a person feels an overpowering, irresistible urge to steal things. And people who have this disorder know that what they're doing is wrong, but they just cannot control themselves, and they know that it can get them into trouble. But because it's something that is beyond their control, they really don't know what to do. And it's actually it's actually an issue that nobody really wants to talk about. So I don't think anybody will walk up to you and say, please, I'm a kleptomaniac, I don't know what to do. You immediately clutch your purse or check your wallet or check your pocket to make sure that your money is intact. Now that's society for you, and you really can't blame people, because people have been scarred in different ways by different scenarios of stealing, of robbery, and nobody just wants to associate themselves with that kind of characteristic. But yes, kleptomania is actually a problem, is a mental health problem that also can be dealt with proper counseling and guidance, and if possible medication. I'm not a medical personnel, so I can't dive into that part, but it's just for us to know that there's a mental health problem that actually gives people that urge to steal things beyond their control. Now, as a parent, what do you do if your child is caught stealing? First of all, it's embarrassing, it's annoying, it's painful. And remember, I said earlier that it's a topic that will judge you as a parent. So once a child steals, it kind of reflects back to the parents, and then it makes people look at the parents funny. Like, are you sure this parent, are you sure it's not, some people will say, are you sure it's not in their blood? Are you sure it's not genetic? Are you sure the parents don't steal? Are you sure they're not copying their parents? So it can actually make society judge you already as a person, not knowing that this might be a habit that your child just picked up along the way, or in the course of their upbringing. And so what do you do when your child is caught stealing? First of all, you show disapproval. You make your child understand that you do not approve of his or her actions, that there's a distaste. The thought of the fact that he or she stole already leaves a distaste in your mouth, and that it's not an attitude or a character or a behavior that you would tolerate, irrespective of the age, because children can steal from 2 years upwards. So irrespective of the age, you have to put your foot down and make that known, that this is not allowed, I will not tolerate this in my house anymore, and there has to be consequences for the actions, especially because the child got caught. Secondly, you have to talk to your child. I didn't say shout, I didn't say scream. Yes, you can raise your voice, but you do not need to raise your voice in such a way that will make that child feel like he's going into a black hole. So don't grill your child. Don't make your child feel like he's in a military barracks where he's about to be mauled by soldiers. Don't berate your child and make them feel less of themselves already. It could be a one-off thing. It could be maybe because of a need. It could be maybe because of your own laxity as a parent that pushed that child to doing that. So don't berate the child. Don't embarrass the child. Don't make that child feel worse than he already feels. Don't scare the child by telling the child that he or she is going to go to jail. It might actually snap back in such a way that the child will feel there's no point now. If I go to jail for 50 pounds, then I can as well go steal 500 pounds so that I justify that I went to jail. So, because they will be like, well, it doesn't make sense. It's just 50 pounds. And so you don't have to ridicule the child or scare the child. All right, talk to your child. It's something that you need to talk sense into the child. Now you have to talk about values. Talk about the difference between right and wrong. Let them know that what they did was wrong. Irrespective of their age, again, you as a parent should know how to communicate certain very, 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 very in bold and italics important issues with your child. It's not something you now say, no, I'm going to take it to your auntie. Your auntie is going to talk to you. You as the parent should talk to your child about values, talk to your child about ethics, but keep the conversation short and simple. Don't go comparing yourself. When I was your age, I used to be that, I used to be that. You don't go doing that. The child doesn't want to be you. The child wants to be him or herself. So let him understand that if this is the kind of life he wants to live, then it's not acceptable in your house. Let him know that he or she know that what they did was wrong, and it tells on their own person that even though they are little, they have a life to live, and whatever they do now will affect them in the nearest future. So you need to put that in their head so that they understand that this is wrong and I wouldn't want to do it again. Talk about restitution. Now, if maybe the child stole an item from a shop, they have to go back and return it. And they have to apologize to the shopkeeper. If they stole from family member, the same thing, whether cash or an item, they need to walk that walk of shame. You are not shaming the child because the act alone of stealing is bringing shame to you, but that child has to retrace his steps to know that what he did was wrong. And if he wants to keep walking that walk of shame, then it's not acceptable around you. So they need to go back and undo what they did and apologize to whoever it is that they took whatever item from. Make them know that you are watching them and that they've lost your trust, that their actions has actually made you lose trust in them, and they have to look for a way to earn it. Now, for you as a parent, you need to also have a plan for them to earn your trust back. So maybe extra chores or paying back whatever it is they took, but you have to make them know that, okay, you know what, if you know you're going to you want to end my trust back, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that for a period of time. So they know that at this point in time, I'm serving a punishment for a bad action that I did, and at the end of that, I get forgiven and life goes on. But you have to still be vigilant and watch your child to make sure that they don't make such a mistake again. Assess the situation, find out if there's a pattern to it, and identify the root cause. Everything always has a reason why for every action, there's always a reaction. So the stealing might be a reaction to an action. They might be angry and they want to get back at you or at somebody, or there's a need. They really have need for that thing, and they've been most likely asking you, and you felt they really didn't need it at that time, and that was why they stole it. So you need to dive into the root cause of why they went to do that thing, or what prompted them, or what made them go steal. Then you have to understand your child, understand why children steal, understand why they steal. We're going to look at it in 3 age brackets. We're going to look at it from the toddler stage, then the child stage, and then the teen age. So from 2 to 4 are called basically toddlers. Now, yes, do they take things that don't belong to them? Yes. Is it stealing? Yes, because why? Stealing is taking something that does not belong to you. But at this stage, they actually are led by their eyes. Children love colorful things. They like what they see. So they might always want to have everything that they see around them. So yes, if maybe a child came to school with a water bottle and they liked the water bottle and they took the water bottle and brought it back home, and you saw that your child came home with some other person's water bottle. Why did you bring the water bottle? Oh, I like it. But you have to tell them that tomorrow you're going to return that water bottle, and you're going to tell the person, I'm sorry, and next time you do not take things without people's permission. So you have to start hammering that into your child. Don't take things without their permission, even if it's your own thing as their mother, even if it's for their siblings, but they have to know that they shouldn't take things that don't belong to them. So you have to teach them how to ask for permission before they take things. That way they don't get to take people's things and then it will now be tagged stealing and then embarrassing. And then from 5 to 9, these ones already have developed a notion of the wrongness of stealing. So that's why when you shout at them, they cry, they feel bad, they come back to you to apologize because they don't like the fact that they let you down. So they know that what they did is wrong. They know not to take what's not their own, and they know the consequences of it, and they are even afraid of you, the adults. So at that point in time, you have to also teach them that what they did was wrong, and be firm about it. Be consistent with it. Every time they do it, you have to put your foot down and be as consistent as you can. And for the teenagers and the preteens, that's a different ball game. These ones understand that stealing is wrong, but sometimes they do it maybe to impress their peers or to rebel or just to enjoy that adrenaline pump. And then maybe sometimes out of low self-esteem. So you need to talk to them about self-confidence. I have a video on self-confidence, how to build self-confidence in your children. So maybe you could go look for the video and then learn how to build self-confidence in your children. You need to let them know the moral and the legal consequences of their actions, and that sometimes they can actually get caught. And if perchance they actually get caught and the police is involved, as minors, it's not going to get into their records, but they need to learn that lesson at that age. So if once they see themselves in the back of a police car, be calm as a parent. There's really nothing you can do at that time, but they need to learn that lesson. So that's more like walking that walk of shame that I talked about. So them already being handcuffed and in a police car already is shameful to them as individuals. And the way you handle that situation would would prompt a repeat or not. So if you say, oh, I've disowned you, you've done this, you've disgraced me, I don't know you, or you maybe you deny them certain privileges, major privileges, or you treat them unfairly, they might go back to stealing. But if you handle it in a very calm and mature way, that child will actually be remorseful of what he or she did and would not want to see that disappointment in your face and in your voice again. So they have to do whatever it is they can to earn your trust back. Practice attachment parenting. Now, in attachment parenting, this is actually a period where you try as much as possible to be your child's friend, not just a mom or a dad to her. Be their friend. Know what they love. They will also understand you, understand your values. They know that my mommy does not like this, my daddy does not like that. And trust me, they would never want to disappoint you. If perchance they even do it, they will confess once they are confronted. They will find it very difficult to tell you lies. Try as much as possible to practice attachment parenting. It is very helpful, especially in the generation of children that we have now. And then for parents, please lead them not into temptation. Be a good example to your children. Be financially accountable. It actually teaches them accountability. It actually teaches them openness. It actually teaches them objectivity. So they know how to be straightforward because they've seen their parents live straightforward lives. So it actually makes them know that this is the right way to go, right? Teach them ownership. Let them own a property, whatever it is they have, even if it's a pair of shoes. Let them know that this is my pair of shoes and I will not go wearing my brother's own because I have mine. Okay, so let them learn to guard their own property well. Praise honesty. Whenever they do something good, please praise honesty. Cultivate confidence in them. Let them learn to see you confident. Let them learn to see you exude confidence when you speak to your own peers. And that way they would also learn and to rub off on them. Teach them about trust. Let them know how it means to build and maintain trust, because they will also learn from it even in the future. For some children, stealing might not just be maybe any of these earlier characteristics. It could actually be a trauma response for children who have gone through abuse, for children who have experienced challenging living conditions, for orphan children who have been treated very unfairly or nicely. They kind of do it subconsciously just because they want to be safe. They want to make sure that they have everything that they need to be safe. So at that point in time, we need to, like I said, find out the root cause. If it is hunger, if it is a mental problem, if they need counseling, if they need help, please reach out to them and try to get help to them instead of judging them or castigating them for something that they have no control over. And as a parent, you need to be their companion at that time. Final word, you need to be a companion. Despite the fact that your child has done something so bad, you need to be their ally at that point in time. If everybody denies them, as a parent, please don't deny your child. Yes, you are my son, I love you, but what you did was wrong. That way they know that, okay, this person still has my back, but the person is just angry with me. A lot of parents have taken it the wrong way. I watched a video of a boy who said his father disowned him at 10 years old. And coincidentally, when he was now an adult, he was in his 20s, and he had gone through the rigors of life and had now settled down, was financially secure. The man was dying and he needed help. A man who disowned his son at 10, what did he expect that boy to do? What did he expect of the life of that child? And now he's coming back at the end to ask for the help of that son. So sometimes we parents, we want, sometimes the kind of reaction, the ways we react to certain problems or certain things that our children have done actually tells if there's going to be a repeat of that action tomorrow, or that will be the end of it. So we need to be as calm as possible as parents. And please, if it continues, if the stealing continues, seek mental help. Ask for help, speak out. You don't keep saying, no, I didn't say you shouldn't go to church, I didn't say you shouldn't do every other thing that you need to do, but ask for help. Sometimes that child just needs a professional to speak to him or her to find out exactly what the problem is. And then I'll also, finally, for parents, please learn to pray for your children. No matter what religion you practice, pray for your children. It actually forms a covering of defense over them. Nobody wants their child to end up bad. Nobody wants their child to be a gangster. But please pray for your children as much as possible. I hope we have learned a thing or two from this video. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when next we drop hot and spicy content like this, you will be the first to be notified. We're going to be dropping another video tomorrow, and that one says handling toddler temper tantrums, right? The 3 T's, toddler temper tantrums. So stay tuned on this channel. We're going to be here every week. Every week you're going to be getting 2 videos from this channel with interesting topics. Trust me, you really cannot tell what is going to drop off at any time. But please stay tuned, and thank you very much for my returning subscribers once again. For every other person who is seeing this video for the first time, thank you very, 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 very much. This is Chichi Dagogo Wariso, aka Blossom's Corner, your favorite parenting coach, and I'm signing out. Bye.